Good morning, here we are at Castle Combe. So we're here for a pre-season track day. So as you would have seen from the videos over the last 6 months or so, this is a track that I've been lucky enough to have a bit more of an experience on, so we thought it was an ideal place to come back to, try and get some sort of setup work done. Nothing like crazy, but some just sort of basic stuff, and play around with the car a little bit, because last year just sort of jumped straight into races and didn't really have any time for that sort of stuff. But makes sense, sort of first proper season to get the car set up properly. So Castle Combe, lovely day, and not many people here, so hopefully some nice just sort of track time by myself, trying to get some consistent lap times in. It's worth noting I'm going to be on some just road tyres today, so not expecting anything special in terms of lap time, but an improvement over the day would be nice. So looking forward to being back here soon for a race, but today track day and learning. Before we did anything with the car, just wanted to get out on track. It's been, or it had been a long time, like 6 months I think around then since I last drove it, so I just wanted to make sure that I sort of knew what it was like. Did our noise testing as quickly as we could. Obviously I just need to make sure that the cars aren't going over any big noise limit, because obviously there are houses and people in the surrounding area, so noise limits are observed, and I think ours are thankfully not that bad, but it's obviously a very, very good thing that they do check that for the locals. Anyway, first session wasn't really pushing it at all, just trying to get to grips with the car once again. At this point the wheels sort of weren't aligned at all, well, they're pointing in the right direction, kind of, but I just wanted to get out there, do some laps, get into the rhythm, so then Mike could spend an hour or so working on the car, and then we could go out and actually try and find some improvements. So, done our first run here at Castle Combe. Didn't obviously want to go crazy, just drive the car, because I haven't driven the car in like getting on 6 months, so been a long time. So I just wanted to make sure comfortable in it again, make sure that I know what the pedal to do. But yeah, so good stuff. Nice to just get some laps in. As I said earlier, we're not going for pace anyway, but I gradually built up the speed to just try the brakes out, pump them a bit, feel where the limits are. Obviously on road tyres it's going to be very, very different, so fully expecting that not to be anywhere near on lap time. But yeah, it's good, the car's feeling alright, and Mike's now just having a go with the setup, getting the stuff like aligned, and he knows a lot more about it than I do. I'm just here to try and help if I can, but it's looking good, and we'll go out for a run hopefully just before lunch, and maybe do some setup work over lunch, and then try and find some speed in the afternoon. But good start, nice to get I think like 6 laps in. It's not a lot, but we've got to build up to it. I'm here to test or to learn, not to go for lap times. I say that, we're still going to look at the lap times at the end of the day. So then after session 1, Mike started to work his magic. So I noted at the end of the last race, towards the end of 2020, that just wasn't feeling quite right. It kind of felt like the alignment had been knocked out, and that was well and truly the case. Mike realised quite quickly that there's actually quite a bit of a toe out on one of the wheels, if I remember correctly. So not exactly ideal, but still did some great stuff there in 40 minutes, and got us back out on track. Now he said at this point that this wasn't sort of all the way, this was sort of halfway to where he'd want to be, but he said get out on track, get some more laps in there, then we'll sort of start to see the improvements, which we definitely did. So I'll throw it over some onboards. Once again, don't be expecting too much. Road tyres, bad driver, and I haven't been around there in a long time. front, you might have seen there, got the black flag, which I haven't had before, and I think the rule's probably slightly different on a track day. I think I might have just been using those track limits a little bit too much. You may have seen it on the laps. Bit of a shame, but whatever. We came in the pits and moved on. Well then, second run done. We're extremely happy. So what Mike did is work a little bit on the toe. We realised, well, he realised, I don't know what I'm doing so much. He realised that the front right was towing out quite badly. Hence, probably a lot of the reason why I was struggling through certain parts of the track and also in the braking zones. So one thing I've sort of struggled with so far with this car is just that confidence on the brakes, and here at Castle Combe you want that stability, you want that confidence on the brakes, because there are some big braking zones. You know, you're arriving, I should know the corner names, you're arriving at the first sort of proper braking zone when my car at like 110, 120, and I'm slow, so good drivers probably doing way more than that. And you want that confidence, and I didn't have it so much. So he said he's only got us halfway there, but we found quite a bit of time. I think my first run was like a 129. Once again, just trying to go slowly, but built up in the second run down to a 22, which on road tyres I'm pretty happy with. Probably not quite as quick as I was last year, but still, we're only a little bit in after 6 months, so I can't be expecting too much. But overall, Castle Combe, really liking it so far. Second half of the day, I mean, we got here a bit late, so we've only had 2 runs in this morning session, probably, I don't know, 20 minutes on the track. But I wasn't here to do loads and loads of track time, I was here to work on the car, and it's working magic right now. At least that's what it seems like to me. Mike is doing a fantastic job, and I can't say thanks to him enough for all of the stuff he's doing for us. Obviously we are very limited in our knowledge, so very important that we have someone like him in to help us in this scenario. So there's a huge amount of time gained there through that confidence, like 7 seconds, but I realise I'm not going to take another 7 seconds off. But it makes me realise once we bolt on the race tyres, the race wheels, so a lot lighter, a bit lighter, a lot more grip, hopefully we're in a nice position come race day, which isn't too far away, which I'm excited for. I'm happy that this track day wasn't too far in advance of the first race, so hopefully some knowledge is still stored back there. Now, not sure what I'm going to be doing in terms of lap times come race day, but I'm feeling a bit more confident. I don't say a lot more confident because I know there's time to gain still, but overall really happy with how the morning has gone so far, and hopefully we'll get quite a few runs done in the afternoon. Once the fuel burns off, you know, that's going to be loads of seconds obviously as well. So yeah, but no, really good start of the day, and Mike's going to do some magic over lunch, get the car even better. I'll eat some food, that's probably all I can really do, and we'll hit the track second half of the day, try and find a bit more time, a bit more confidence. So we're now for lunch, so between me and Mike we thought this would be a good time to sort of do the biggest part of the job. So doing more of little tweaks that I would have had no idea what they did without Mike's help here. So, you know, as I've already said before, massively appreciate his help, and obviously turned up to this track day in the middle of a working week and helped us out here, which was really, really awesome. My dad there as well, actually. Both of us learning a lot about this car in this day, so this was just really important, because we'll be doing the first race without Mike because of he got some much more important commitments. Anyway, here's some cool footage that I want to show you, some visor cam footage that I'm hopefully going to be able to sort of share with you through the year. Exciting stuff, not really seeing much of this out there. Obviously some teething problems there, you can see the top of the screen is covered by the visor, so we'll work on that and work on the angle. But nonetheless, enjoy this. This is some cool footage, and I'll even give you some other footage a bit later on as well. might as well give you some footage from the run from the onboard camera as well. Changed a few settings on it. I think it looks a bit nicer as well, which is going to be hopefully quite cool for the vids. Enjoy. Run 3 done here at Castle Combe. We've just clocked into the afternoon, so Mike did some work over lunchtime, got the car, or the toe of all of the cars equal, which it wasn't before, so happy about that. Feels really nice. I didn't quite manage to improve on the lap time, but weirdly more confident, so I think overall that's an improvement, but I just didn't quite nail the lap. It's worth noting I did get pinged for track limits at the end of that last session, so that was the reason maybe why I'm just in the back of my head, didn't want to go too close over the curves, and obviously there's time to be gained there. But nonetheless, it was a nice improvement that. I was happy with how the car felt. Did have the brakes go at the end though, so that's the first time that's happened for me. Just I guess brakes overheating. Now what Mike said is that as we're on the road tyres, obviously they're struggling a bit more and the brakes are having to do more work because of it. So yeah, we've got some, well, I've got some time to find it myself after that last session, but a few little tweaks and we've managed to really improve the car. It's feeling a lot more neutral, which is good for me as a rookie, as a guy that doesn't really have much experience. And there's a couple of cool cars out here. There's a Ferrari and there's a lot of hot hatches, a lot of cars similar speed to mine, so it's nice to sort of monitor them, even though I realise the tyres do make a difference. It's nice to sort of see where they're braking. All important useful information for the race coming up soon. So we're letting the car cool off. Hopefully not going to run into the same braking problems again. Hopefully it's all good once I get back out there, but yeah, we'll see whether there's any issues there, but I'm pretty happy with how the car's feeling. I think we've definitely got it to a nice place, and now I've just got to try and set some lap times and stuff. But yeah, as I said, I think I said at the start of the video, I'm not going to care about lap times, but already caring about it, and we're about halfway in the day. So we'll probably do 2 or 3 more runs, and then we'll call it a day. But really valuable day for me here, helped me a lot, and just glad that it's at the same track where the first race is, so that data, that information can be used quite well. Anyway, let's get ready to go back out again. So, wanted to get out on the track relatively quickly, but at the same time, this day was really important because we were learning a lot whilst standing still in the pit lane, if that makes any sense. For some reason, when I first started this whole journey, I thought what you want is to be out on track as much as possible. But when you think about it, it's not good for you, it's not good for the car, and if you're just constantly turning laps, you're not learning all of the time, because sometimes you're just getting too much is going on. You need to get the car in the pit lane, you need to understand how to make it better, and I think that's what we did. Definitely saw big improvements for all this car through the whole day. So you can see here, just testing out a few camera things, bit of slow motion. I don't think it worked out too well. We've got to play around with some settings. I think that's safe to say. Didn't quite come out exactly how I wanted, but still, anyway, it's a good thing for me to test, because I will be hopefully using that through this season. But teething problems, that's what testing's for. It's not just the car that we're testing all the camera stuff as well, which is obviously big for the year, because of course we're going to be putting stuff up on this channel very consistently. Anyway, we decided we've done enough. I think about 40-45 minutes in the pits. Got the car out for this next run of the day. Even though we're not out there for like 20-30 laps at a time, it's really useful lap time here, and pretty excited to see where it takes us in the first race of the season, whether we can sort of match the times from later on in 2020 when I did a lot of back to back. So that previous session at Castle Combe was slightly curtailed with a red flag, but nonetheless I matched the lap time, but it doesn't really matter because I didn't really have a clean lap and I didn't really go flat out there. But I was very happy with how the car felt. More progress, which is good. It feels just right, if that makes any sense. I'm sure there are ways that we can still make it better, but it's so much better than it was at the start of the day. And a little bit strange that the lap time didn't get any better in the third and fourth runs. It's like not by much, but still, it's just be good to know why that was. Maybe it was track temps, or maybe abusing the track limits a little bit got me that extra lap time. I don't know, but all really important stuff. The car's feeling great. I just need to learn how to manage the brakes over a race distance, because obviously when I had the overheating issues, I was only out on track for like 15-20 minutes. So I think maybe some things that we can do to the car to help that, but we'll have to check the regulations of the Spec Championship first to make sure we don't do anything that's outside that regulation set. So just to help me, really. I mean, I'm sure there are ways I can change the driving up to make sure that's not so much of a problem. Lifting and coasting a bit, we'll find out a way. But I just did that run there and didn't really have come across that issue again. I was only sort of doing 3-4 laps, back off lap or two, and again before the red flag. But still, I'm going to go, I think, for a slightly longer run this time. last one of the day as we're getting pretty much to the end of it. But it's been a really good day. It's really quiet, which for me as a rookie is good. Not having like millions of cars out on track's really been helpful. There's some really awesome cars out there, and just sort of be able to see where some of them are braking and so on, that's helped me out quite a lot as well. So hopefully we're in a decent position by the race soon, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with where we're at. One last session, trying out all these new cameras and stuff. You'll probably see in the edit I'll be mixing it up quite a bit, but lots of stuff to play with, which is cool as an edit point of view. Anyway, let's get on track one final time today. So I decided to wait quite late on to do our final run, completely my decision. I thought I'd wait a bit later, instead of doing 2 runs, which was my initial plan, do a slightly longer one, try and test out the brakes, get an idea about tyre pressures and that sort of stuff. But unfortunately, against our plans, when I rolled up down sort of through the racing assembly area and to leave the pits, or I guess enter the pit lane and go out the pits, I realised they were shut, which is unfortunate. So this was about 4:30. I thought that the track shut at 5 PM, so just a miscalculation on my end, I guess. A bit frustrating to lose out on another run, but it is what it is, and we got a nice lot of experience from today. Been a hot and sweaty day at Castle. Unfortunately, it's like 4:30. Track shut, so we didn't get the final run out there, which is a bit disappointing. We wanted to just check some tyre pressures and stuff, and I wanted to try and get the lap time I set earlier, but it is what it is. We got loads of not loads, we've got some track time today. It would have been nice to get a final run in, just to have everything in place before the weekend, but it is what it is. And I think just generally today's been really important for me, and we managed to test a lot of things, not just on the car in terms of like the cameras and stuff as well. Gives me a good idea about what I want to use this season, what I don't want to use. But yeah, just loading up now. I got like the 4-hour journey home, which is the only really downside to Castle. I love this track now. It's a bit weird because I didn't really know much about it until I did my track day at the end of 2020, but now it's becoming a track I really enjoy, which is good. So yeah, busy day. I don't know, my face looks very red. That's I guess all the heat, but also probably being a bit tired as well. Yeah, the journey home, and then yeah, prepare for a few days and we'll go racing. So exciting stuff. Thank you guys for tuning into this one. It's been good fun. Hopefully the video format kind of works. We'll see, I guess, but nonetheless, see you soon.